Hi everyone, my name is Prüfernek and I would like to welcome all of you to our newest episode of our evosoft podcast. Today we are going to talk about one of the hottest topics in the IT world currently, which is AI. And here is with me the person who is going to guide us in evosoft through this path, our AI Global Program Manager, Florian Prüfer. How are you?
Hi Peter, I'm great. What about you?
I think I'm also really good.
Great.
Okay, let's start this chat with your career. Where does it begin? Do you remember what was your first workplace?
Yes, so my first workplace was at Telecom, and I worked there in IT. First, I was doing more the internet stuff. So I was going to customers who were sometimes a bit angry because their internet was not really working, and I had to deal with them, these angry customers. This was quite a learning for me, and then I moved to different roles. So I was doing cloud architecture there, commercial management, and also later on innovation management.
And do you remember the first time when you heard about evosoft, or how did you start at us?
Yes, it's not how you would imagine how today you find a job. So I didn't found it on any website or something, but I was just really walking in the Marienberg Park in Nuremberg, which is close to the evosoft office, and I recognized the building stating evosoft, and I was wondering, what does evosoft mean? What is this company doing? And I checked the website and I found it interesting, and then I just applied there. And yeah, usually this would be not expected to happen today like this, but it happened for me. And I also applied for an innovation manager role, but luckily I had a great P&O consultant who shifted me more to a different role to get a team manager role there.
Nice. When was it exactly? How many years ago?
It was 2.5 years ago, roughly.
Nice.
So.
And let's shift a little bit to the AI focus. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the first time when you heard that there will be an AI program manager role at evosoft? And what was your first initial thought about it?
Yes. So my first thought was like, okay, that's actually roughly what I'm already doing, at least for Germany. And then I slowly realized that this is a great chance and a great opportunity to have a huge impact. I mean, we are talking about almost 2,000 people who are in evosoft impacted by AI. And I saw this chance and this opportunity. And from my personality, I really like to develop people. And I already worked with Dani, the Hungarian colleague for AI, together. And so I thought it's a great chance to take that.
Can you describe just in a couple of sentences what this whole program is about?
Mm-hmm. Our main goal or our main motto is we enable AI for you. That means we are aiming to enable all our evosoft colleagues to leverage AI in their daily work. So it is not about really that we are doing the things, but we are providing the right guidance, the right tools, the right learnings to our colleagues that they can leverage AI for themselves. And for that, we are doing lots of things. We have an AI in business stream where we are taking care about making our offerings better with AI. We are taking care about learning and adoption, what I mentioned before. But we are also having an expert team who's really trying to pilot solutions and to test out the newest AI.
And what are the flagship projects which are part of this whole program, or any highlights which you can mention, any initiatives which already been started?
Okay, of course, one flagship initiative is the rollout of GitHub Copilot to all big. Our people. Yeah, and on the other hand, I also want to state, as I said, we enable AI for you. I don't feel that it's about what we do as an AI program, but it's about how we are performing in enabling our people and what they are doing. And there I could see really great success already. So we are having a solution called IGIS, which is really going into the cybersecurity sector and revolutionizing there how to answer tenders or cybersecurity questionnaires. And there is the Smart Employee Companion. So this is all examples what people within the company did. And this is what is success for me of the program in the end.
Yeah, they sound really good. You have at least 2 hats at the evosoft company, because besides your role, you also work as a team lead for IT architects. How can you balance between these two?
Of course, this is sometimes tricky, but on the other hand, I have to state that for me, at least, it is quite simple because I have a great team and a high-performing team who are really taking care of themselves, who are working independently, so I don't have to worry much about them or to help them a lot, so I just support them.
Did your work change a lot with this whole new role, or how do you feel that how big was that influence?
Yeah, of course, I'm more often here in Hungary, so this was a change, and I also got to know like lots of intercultural things between Germany and Hungary, and this was also a key learning for me.
What do you think? Why did evosoft decide to establish an AI program?
That's a good question. Honestly, I think it was really needed because you can see how fast AI is changing, and can you hold pace with all the information being out there around AI?
No way.
Yeah, and that's really the point why we decided to have that AI program, because we felt the need to really support our employees with that speed of change which is happening. And on the other hand, also it was about collaboration. We could see that AI is really bringing up new solutions and everybody's experimenting, which is great that everybody's experimenting, and that's also what we want to achieve. But on the other hand, this is also bringing lots of double effort. And as you know, we have also in Siemens the share unless principle.
Yes.
We wanted to approach that we are not doing double effort. And this is why we decided to have a joint AI program between Germany and Hungary to really join forces together in this fast-changing environment.
How do you measure the program success, or do you have any KPIs, anything where you can say, or what happens when you say that, okay, I think the work which I am doing or which we are doing in the AI program is good, is worth that we help the colleagues? Is there any how you can measure that?
This is a great question, and honestly, I got this question in my first sounding board meeting with the management. So our CEO asked me exactly this question, and I was not really prepared. And but I thought a lot about it afterwards, and
Did you ask ChatGPT about it?
Of course, but not ChatGPT, but Siemens GPT.
Yeah, Siemens
of course,
GPT.
we are using our internal safe solutions.
Yeah.
And I tried to gather some insights there. I always do that to help to get AI help me a bit in brainstorming. And I also talked to a lot of colleagues because I'm really the guy who's having these connections. And I was talking to a lot of colleagues also within Siemens, and this is really a topic which is not yet tackled. So what does AI enablement really mean? So there are a lot of approaches, and there's not a one-size-fits-all solution. So in the end, I just came up with some simple thing. It is just about asking our people how much they feel enabled regarding AI, so that we can get a feeling from them.
I also wanted to ask, did you get any responses from the colleagues so far, or do they chat you sometimes that this helps and this was really useful? Any of the things which coming out from the AI program?
Yes, so we got great feedback. For example, we did an FTD Gen AI talk on a global level with some great colleagues also from evosoft, who presented something about GitHub Copilot, and there was like almost 1,000 attendees in this session, and from the countries I got really great feedback about this session, so that this helped a lot for the people. And also at evosoft, I really feel happy when I just can connect two people together, and if somebody asks me, hey Florian, do you have an idea about that, and I just know some person I can refer to, this is great.
Do you know anything about the other companies, how well they use AI? Do they have similar programs? Are you aware of anything outside of Siemens world? I don't know, any of your friends or anything did you read about it on the internet?
Yes, so I think a lot of companies are struggling with AI adoption and to really get also some business outcome out of AI. So there's lots of experimentation around, but the really breakthrough with AI at some points is somehow lacking. So there's a challenge out there in the market. But the way I can really see the potential and what a lot of companies are already doing is the AI adoption for their people. So they are providing lots of tools around AI. But I think just providing the tools is maybe not enough because people need to learn these tools. And this is the most important part. And really, AI is having a huge impact on our daily life. I would say more than ever before. And people need to get help in adopting these technologies and to be ready for this change.
How often do you use it daily? So what percentages of your workday are you chatting with any AI?
So I'm using it to search. So I don't use Google anymore most of the time. And I also use it to summarize emails. I use it to summarize my Teams meetings. As I said, I do brainstorming about upcoming presentation I'm having. So it's really already integrated in my day-to-day work. But to integrate it, really, it needs time for the people, and you need to really work with that. Even if you fail sometimes, you need to learn to integrate it in your daily work.
Is there anything which you learned that, okay, I cannot use AI for that, which currently you are doing without AI? Is there something that you have experienced, you tried, and then you said that, okay, this tool is not for that job?
Yeah, so as I mentioned a couple of questions before, it was also about the presentations and start small. Yeah. This was the learning for me. I learned it when there was the M365 Copilot from Microsoft, and it was stating that it can generate presentations for you. And really, I tried a lot, but to be honest, I spent more effort in trying than rather what I would take to do it myself. And this was something which, for example, is still lacking, so generating presentations. But I rather use then Siemens GPT to craft me agenda or to brainstorm about the topic. So I find other spots where AI can really help me.
I think this is pretty typical, or at least when I spoke to colleagues, I heard a lot of colleagues said that they tried using AI, but sometimes it just makes something, or it lies, or it did not help for the first time. And then they feel like, okay, this tool is not going to help me in testing, in coding, in my workday. But as you have said, the models are evolving pretty fast, and that's really amazing how this whole world is changing in a heartbeat. Do you have any advice to those colleagues whose first impression or encounter with AI was unsuccessful? How can they change their mindset to really sit down, try again, the model is different, or you should change something in your mindset and trust the process that it is going to be useful for you as well?
Actually, it's quite funny because your question is exactly covering the presentation I will give on Wednesday on our AI conference. So I don't want to spoil any topic here.
Well, I think you should spoil a little because maybe not everyone who is joining Wednesday who is listening to the YouTube podcast is going to join Wednesday.
I can give you at least some information. So it will be about the change. So I will use a metaphor of a wave. So be the change, write the wave of AI as the title.
Yeah.
And it will be just a brief 10 minutes presentation. And I really want to tackle what options do you have when the wave of AI is approaching to you. So you can rather stand still, or you can fight against it, or you can run away. But I don't think that this is the right scenario because you will be not faster as the wave, probably, and fighting against it might also not work. And my advice there would be to learn surfing. And really, I learned surfing. I've been in several surf camps.
Nice.
And I learned it on the hard way. So I really had to drink sometimes a bit of seawater.
Yeah.
It was not nice, but I learned it. Even if
Can you surf now?
it depends on how you define surfing. So if you imagine surfing in Hawaii with a hardtop board and a small one, no. But if you think about these ugly soft top beginner boards, so I can go on a wave with that.
That's nice. Nice.
But getting back to the question you asked, so it is about to accept that there will be the change and the wave of AI coming, and to rather fight against it, you can really use the power and the energy the wave gives to you and take really the wave of AI with you rather than fighting against it. This is, I think, the most important thing.
Where do you think AI is going to evolve? Is there any next step which we are waiting for, which if that happens, it's also going to dramatically change our work life? Or can you estimate how our work day is going to be in 3 years or in 5 years' time?
Yeah, so there's a nice quote from Roland Busch, our Siemens CEO, and he stated that most probably we will be the last generation of leaders who lead a team of just humans, and the next generation will lead a team of humans and AI agents probably, and this is something which might come up and where AI will go more in, because there will be agents who are accelerating or having a sweet spot where they can do great things. And they might be attendees in our meetings, and they might help us with a certain task. And it will be quite normal for us to accept that there is a colleague called AI who will just do like one single task or several single tasks within our team, within our projects. And I think this is really coming.
This sounds pretty exciting. I think everyone who just listens to it just started thinking about any of the movies which he or she has seen and about this topic.
But I would rather not take it as like a bad thing, but think of if you have a colleague in your team, do you try to keep up with that colleague really to be better than him, or do you just accept that he is having nice knowledge? So you accept it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And then if you have a question, you know, oh, I have this colleague in my team and he is great in this and that topic, and you just approach him and ask that colleague. And what about if you see AI the same? You have your own sweet spot where you are good as a person, but there's another colleague called AI who is also good in some other things. And if you know the skills of your colleague called AI, then you know when to approach your colleague and just ask him.
Yeah, that's true. That it really can be an opportunity to pass on those topics where you would spend a lot of effort and time. Mm-hmm. And there is my colleague called AI who can help me in 1 second or in 2 seconds.
Yes.
And any estimation when is it going to happen?
So lots of companies are already working on AI agents, and lots of people are being interested in that to get their own AI agent being trained. And I imagine this will come in the next half a year. We will see a lot of these things popping up already.
Turning back a little bit to our evosoft AI program, is there anything which you can say it transparently, or any topic which is coming up with that program in the next couple of months, years, which the colleagues should really look forward to it?
As AI is changing so fast, we are not really planning a long time, as you know from project management, a waterfall project plan. So it is really changing so fast. So if you make a plan for next week, it might be already wrong, because obsolete, because there's a new thing upcoming. And so we cannot really plan for a long time, but we planned a lot of things like the AI conference happening to help our people getting more engaged and enabled around AI. And we have also other great ideas, challenges, and also things like a tandem learning approach. Maybe we try this. So there's lots of ideas already on our radar, and we focus on them step by step.
Where can the colleagues take a look at those?
So we have our evosoft AI program, SharePoint, where people can find responsible persons for each and every single topic. They can find learnings for different levels, but they can also find tools they would like to leverage, and also the champions within their department, so people they can really go to and approach to if they have questions.
I wanted to ask that more precisely, like what type of question or use case can I encounter an AI champion with?
I cannot forbid you to ask your AI champion any questions.
But
in general, regarding the AI program, we are trying to keep every champion up to date, what's happening within the program, current activities which are ongoing, available tools, trainings, learnings. So if you have any question around AI, just approach your AI champion within your department. And if the champion is not able to answer it, then the champion has the connection to the program and can rather just ask us and bring it up. Also, if you have any concerns, so just bring them up to your champion, and then he will bring it to the program, and we'll try to really incorporate that to make the AI program fit for the people, because we don't decide what's good, but we need the input from everyone to know what we need to provide.
I would turn a little bit to your personal AI experiences. Do you remember the first time when you heard about AI, and what was your first initial reaction to that?
I think this depends on how you define AI, because you might talk about AI with machine learning, but I think most of the people really define AI as more generative AI, and they really recognized it when ChatGPT started. And if you take that, then a friend of mine, I was about to visit him, and he just came up and said like, "Oh, did you see this tool? It's called ChatGPT, and have a look what this thing can do." And this was when I really realized what is ongoing there.
And so at that time, did you already realize that, okay, it's going to change our everyday work life, or was there any time later when you had that moment like, wait, this is really going to be a big bang?
I think it was a bit later, because at that time it was quite fancy and funny to play with and to put some text in and get some text out. But I really realized it a bit later on to see really the full potential it can have on our day-to-day work in business as well.
What advice would you give to someone who is just starting using AI, like how to start, and what is something that you learned in that journey so far that if you would come back in time, then you would do it differently?
Okay, so what I really face is that people often overestimate AI at some point. So they have really high expectations on it, and they try to solve like very huge and complex topics already with AI. And then what happens with them? They get upset or disappointed, and they might not start using it again. And this is really a key learning for me. I really got confronted quite often. And this leads me to the advice that people should start small. So really pick a topic you think is annoying you in your day-to-day work and break it down into some micro steps. So don't try to have AI presenting for you the whole presentation, but think of what are the steps needed to give a presentation at a conference, for example. And in that case, you can just find smaller steps you can leverage AI with.
As you have said, people have really high expectations, and it's really a hot topic. Everyone is talking about the hype of AI. Where do you see the greatest gap between the hype and maybe the expectation and the reality? How do you think it can be cooled down or handled?
Okay, so first of all, I think the main aspect is like the integration of AI. So at the moment, AI is not really integrated into our system. So it's just at the moment some tool integrated at some point in some systems, but not overall. And this is then also leading to that differ in the expectations. And there's something new upcoming called MCP, Model Context Protocol, which helps AI then being integrated into other systems. But this is just new, and our guys are experimenting with it. So this is one point, I would say, the integration. On the other hand, I would say it is also the data being available. So a lot of companies don't have their data yet at a central place in a central data lake or something, and they need to really gather and collect their data because AI lives with data, and if you don't have the data available, you will not be able to leverage the full potential of AI. And this is, I would say, the second gap. And the third I mentioned before is this gap of expectations from the people.
Yeah, I think that's really a critical one. I would shift a little bit to your personal background and to your personal journey and personal life. Besides work, so after work, during your holidays or during weekends, how do you rest? What do you do? What does Florian do for just himself or for being a...
Yeah, so I think there are two types of personalities. So there is the type of personality who wants to stay at home and to have some me time, quiet time, and they get energy from really being alone, and that's fine. But I'm, on the other hand, more that guy who gets energy from interacting with colleagues, friends, and really being outside, and this is what gives me energy. So on the weekend, mainly, I'm around with friends, at a pub, at a bar, together, or at a soccer match. So this really gives me a lot of energy.
Which soccer team do you root for or a fan of?
So it's called FC Nürnberg.
And
they are playing in the second league in Germany.
Yeah. But they used to play also in the first, right?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe one day they will come back.
Hopefully, yes.
And there are some articles, there are some videos, there are some interviews with you, which I saw as a preparation. But is there something which you have never said before, which is a personal thing that you would like to share with the colleagues?
I think, I already gave some interviews, and to highlight maybe one thing which I haven't mentioned yet, I think, is that I have a lot of plants at home, and I also collect some rare plants. And this gives me also some fun and energy, because working here is a lot of knowledge working, where I have to use my brain, of course, to get the things done. But just watering the plants or some simple work is really also helping me to stop a bit.
Do you have any plans anyhow to use AI for your plans, for your watering your plants, or somehow build something which is AI driven through your hobbies, or not really?
I haven't thought about that, and I'm just processing your idea. It's quite great, but I imagine I need some cameras or something to really recognize which plants needs watering or not. So I think about it. Thank you for that idea.
As a closing, I have still one more question to you. If someone wants to join the AI program, any of the colleagues, how can they join? What should they do? Or if can you give them some advice how they can use AI?
We are really, really happy to have lots of people supporting the AI initiative. And for me, it is really important that we don't want to spam people with AI news or anything. So it's really important to have a lot of multipliers. And if people are being curious about what's happening, or if people have a lot of knowledge and expertise around AI, then feel free to join us, and just text your AI champion in your department. This would be one option, or reach out to any of the AI program team members. Everybody's really open and just happy if they get approached.
Any last thought, any last idea what you want to tell to the colleagues about AI and what you want to encourage them to do?
Yeah, as I said, really start small. This is one topic for me. And don't be afraid of AI. See AI as your teammate, as your buddy who helps you in a certain task, and just try it out. And maybe search for some annoying tasks, something which is really annoying you, and really try to use AI there, and also fail with that maybe, as with the surfing, as you might fail in the start. So just try that. This is quite an important thing.
Thank you for your time. I think it was lovely. And thanks you all for watching this episode, and stay tuned for the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.